All right, guys. So welcome to Start Strong Training. It is the 23rd of April, 2018. And my name is Angela Simpson, not Adam Westwick, like some of you may have been expecting. He and Kira are over in the USA, rocking it out and having so much fun at conference over there. And I'm so excited that tomorrow morning, at 11 a.m., I'm going to be flying over myself and leaving my babies behind. So I will be definitely sending some photos and creating massive FOMO for those of you who aren't coming. But as we were saying before, hopefully we will see everyone at Perth Conference. I have a big announcement at the end of this training regarding conference. So everyone make sure you stay on and listen. Adam said last week, he sometimes sees people watching TV while they're on trainings. And I think with these trainings especially, there's so much value, and I know I get so much from them every single week. Even Start Strong, even though I've been doing this for a year now, just over, I still jump on Start Strong every week and I still get massive value. So I'm glad to see that you guys are all on. Congratulations on doing that. So for those of you who don't know me, I'll explain a little bit about why I got into the Juice Plus business and how this all happened. And I actually started about a year, I think it was February last year, I started hunting down Kira about the Juice Plus products, basically because I had just had my second baby. And I was suffering from really severe postnatal depletion, to the point where I was pretty much wanting to nap all day, every day. My skin was horrific. I was taking, nice clumps of hair out because of mostly, the fact that I wasn't getting in what I was putting out, which was the energy of raising a newborn and a toddler. I went straight back to working in my traditional business from home. I have an online business as a health coach that was taking or sucking the life out of me, as I like to say. And I knew that I needed nutrients from food and I didn't have the time to eat. So I did my research. I went online and I found out about Juice Plus, and I remembered that Kira had said something about it, or I had seen a video or something, and we lived close by. So I got on the product. It was absolutely incredible. Within 2 weeks, I was completely a new person. I had energy, my skin cleared up, I wasn't tired anymore, I was so much less grumpy. I had been so grumpy as a mum the weeks when we had brought our second little baby home, and it was just devastating to our family life. I mean, no one wants a grumpy mum, and my husband always says happy wife, happy life, and Juice Plus has given us both a happy wife and a happy life. So we have a lot to credit for that. And after 2 weeks on the product, I understood why the business made so much sense. And I spoke to Kira, and she sort of dropped in, that in 3 years, she was making quite a bit of money doing this. And, when I heard about the money, it wasn't about, I want all the dollars, I want all this money landing in my bank account. It was what that money meant to me and my family. We wanted my husband to stay home with us and not have to go back to corporate life ever again. We wanted to buy organic food every single week without, wondering if we could afford it. We wanted to take our family to the chiropractor without picking who had the biggest issue and could actually go that month. And we wanted to travel. We wanted so many things. And when I heard Kira talking about the freedom that she had created with this vehicle, it made so much sense that how could I not jump right in and do it? And I think I got off to a little bit of a slow start. I sort of wanted to do things my way. I wanted to figure it out myself, and I thought I knew better. And it wasn't until probably August last year that I really started to follow the system properly. And I acted like a beginner again, and it changed everything in my business. I think I doubled my pay the next month. I started getting team with ease because I just listened to what they were telling me to do and what they were saying the leaders had done. And funnily enough, it worked. And one of the things was to always get on team training on a Monday night, and I haven't missed it. since then. So again, I congratulate you guys for being here and for committing to your business. So when Adam and Kira asked me to host this, I was like, no. I'm only a year old in Juice Plus years. I didn't think I was ready. And then, you know, Kira explained it to me. She said, just talk to the guys about starting strong. You know, give them the tips on what you have seen work and what has been good advice for you. And I think that, you know, I kind of thought about it, and I thought, as someone who had a bit of a slow start, in my opinion, again, like, you know, trying to do it my own way, I went to my team today and I said, you know, I want you guys to tell me what your best tips were for starting strong. And they gave me such gold. I felt like I was being schooled by my team. It was incredible. So I've got a list of the things they told me, and I'm just going to take you guys step by step through them. I know that usually these calls are about, you know, drawing on whiteboards and the circles and the numbers, but that's not my zone of genius. So I'm going to stay away from that for now. And I'm going to give you the tips that, you know, have helped me, have helped my team, and have allowed them to grow into really incredible business women, which is something I'm sure a lot of the mums in my group would never think that they would say before. And so I'm sorry if you can hear my daughter in the background. She's yelling out that she's done on the toilet. My husband's there. I'm not just leaving them on their own to fend for themselves. So the first thing that is so important to me, and made a lot of sense, obviously, because of my story, was to become a product of the product. And at the beginning, I was on premium and nothing else, because I was like, you know, I don't really do protein drinks, and the omegas hadn't come out at this point. And, you know, I kept wondering why people who were purchasing from me were only getting premium capsules. You know, people weren't buying the sachets. And I'm like, what is going on here? And then when I did start to give in to the system that works, I realized that I needed to be a product of the product. So I ordered some, I tried them. They taste like milkshakes. I don't know why I was missing out on them for so long. And I started implementing them into my life properly. And, you know, that plus a few other little tweaks, all of a sudden, people started ordering things. People started wanting to try the sachets. All of a sudden, I had a big supply at home that I could send out to people. And the biggest thing for me was the fact that I was then sharing from a really authentic place of what the product had done for me and how the product fit into my life. So again, if you're not on all the products, ask yourself why, first and foremost. And I think it's always funny how Adam says, you know, it would be ironic for you to not be in this business fully because of money, but you're in this business to make money. So, you know, being a product of the product for me personally gave me the confidence to share and get customers ordering more. And I would be able to help them in a better way. So that was obviously step one. And that brings me to kind of the next point that a lot of my girls said, which is follow the system. If you're new here, you'll probably know that in the Start Strong album, there is 8 steps on what to do when you start this business. And when I kind of went back in August and decided to really start as a beginner, I went back through the Start Strong guide and I watched every video and I did every step. You know, I think that really building your belief and launching your business, my goodness, if you haven't launched your business, it is such a great way to really build momentum. And we have so many incredible leaders, and I'm sure one of them are yours, or, you know, one of the leaders are yours. If not, Adam or Kira is somewhere in your upline and they will find someone to launch your business. It is a game changer. I actually have a lot of my girls who are now relaunching their business. So if you've been in this for a little while and you've already launched, but it was a little while ago and you've got fresh eyes that you want to get seeing what you're doing, you know, launch your business. I think that it is such a smart move. It's in the system, so do it. That's all I can say. If you follow the system works. And, you know, you're going to think that you're hearing that a lot, especially as you've got new leaders coming in and new leaders sort of, you know, taking these trainings while Adam and Kira are away. They're all going to say to you, follow the system because the system works. And all of the leaders who are doing well in this follow the same system. Maybe some of us have different tweaks to it, but in general, we're all doing the same thing. Okay. The next thing, and Lorian, this is your line, is stay close to the fire. You know, for me, I think that once I logged onto training and started hearing the same thing over and over again, I found that my conversations, which I'm sure at the beginning, a lot of you are, you know, feeling a little bit nervous about talking to people and not knowing how to share in your way. You know, I would listen to Adam on trainings, and there would be a few things he would say that I would really take and make it into my own. Whereas sometimes I wouldn't really like the way he worded things, but, you know, Kira worded it in a way that really resonated with me. So I would kind of take that little saying that she used, or, you know, I'd listen into a training with Linda or anyone like that. And I would go, you know what? I started to create my Juice Plus vocabulary, and I started to feel really confident talking to people. And, you know, I'm sure the first time you rode a bike, you sucked at it, unless you're like a freak who got on it and just rode and did really well. I didn't learn to ride a bike until I was 19, a little bit of a freak, but it was really awkward at first. I couldn't figure out how to do it. And I did it again, and I did it again. And then all of a sudden, it kind of started to get a little bit easy. And now I'm at a point where I'm fine riding a bike. And I think that, you know, for you guys, these conversations and talking about what you're doing, you know, I know that at the beginning, we all get this kind of like, oh my gosh, but what do I say if someone asks me what I do? And you freeze, and you have two choices there. You can either play it cool, or you can vomit Juice Plus all over them. I have done both. Luckily, I vomited Juice Plus on my best friend, Emma, who understood that I was just excited. And she was totally cool with me doing that. But the first time I did it to her, she said no. I could hear it in her voice. She's like, you're in a weird cult. This is not cool, and I'm not joining your crazy pyramid thing. And then the second time, when I decided to bring it up again, literally bring it up, she understood, because she's my friend. But, you know, once you get to that point of, okay, now I feel confident to kind of tell a little bit, but send an event, trust me, it works so much better. You don't have to beg. The line I actually used with Emma was, for once in your life, just listen to me and do what I say. And it kind of comes across as a little bit of a threat, which is really not a good idea. I don't recommend that at all. So yeah, stay close to the fire, follow the system, and utilize your upline for those first few conversations. I think that, you know, in my experience from building my team over the last year, I've noticed that, you know, you may want to do things on your own, and you may want to kind of go off, and, you know, you may be like, I'm totally cool to just read the scripts and talk to people on my own. And that's great. Having that strength and that independence is really good to have in this business. But, you know, use your upline to figure out that Juice Plus vocabulary. Let them show you how they do the conversations as well, so that you're not just doing it from your point of view, but you're hearing everyone else and the way that they do it as well. So next advice that my team gave me was to have long-term vision and to become an expert at sharing your story. I love this. One of my girls, Kate, shared this. Be moved by your message. I think that, again, in the beginning, I was like, yay, freedom, you know, organic food, things like that. And as my journey went along, my vision got a lot bigger. And I don't know who said it, who like originally coined be moved by your message, but that has totally stuck with me, because if you're not moved by what you want to achieve in this business, then why would people want to really come along for the ride with you? So I think that if you can have a vision, have a reason why you're doing this that is so much bigger than just, you know, another stream of income, or making money using social media seems fun. people are going to feel that. They're going to really connect with you on an authentic level, and they're going to go, you know what she is doing, I want some of that. And people feel my message now. And it's crazy how once you get super clear on it, you actually start attracting people who want the same thing. You know, I loved Jess Fozzard's training last week, where she was so emotional about a mother allowing their child to have braces, that she gets moved by that and she attracts the people that she wants to help. And that is so beautiful. And whatever your person is, your person might be a mum, your person might be a single dad, your person might be millennials who want to get ahead in life, whatever that may be so moved by it that people can't help but grab onto your certainty and come along with you for the ride, because at no point is someone going to join you when you're a little bit flaky. And if they do, they're going to be a little bit flaky. And there's nothing more frustrating than flaky team. They're beautiful and we love them where they're at. But when you can see what a gift this business is and how incredibly blessed we are to have found it, it frustrates you to know that there are people who can't understand the gift that we have. And with every single person who joins my team, I understand this is such a gift, and sharing that with them is so important. And I think that if you can be 100% connected to your why personally, but also on a bigger level of the people that you want to serve, you're going to attract in the people that want to do that as well. And really getting clarity on what that looks like. I think that it's important to not be, again, flaky about it. I think you really want to be strong in the number that you need to be making to have your dream come true, the amount of people that you want to be touching. I want to have 1 million people in my team. I don't want to have 1 million people in my team tomorrow. I'm going to give it a little bit of time, but I want to have 1 million people in my team. I want to know that this business has impacted 1 million people. And whether that's just they're on the product or whether they're literally changing their life by creating income through this, whatever it is for them, 1 million is my number. It's a little bit extreme. I'm a kind of high achiever. So pick a number that works for you, but have real clarity on what that looks like. And you know, I always start small. I know that for me, the first step is I want to watch someone retire their husband. That is my first step. I want to see that happen. And I don't know out of my team who that's going to be. I don't know if it's someone that's already in the gang or if it's someone who's yet to join. But my goodness, you guys are going to know about it when someone that joins my team, my best friend Emma is saying shotgun in the comments, when they retire their husband, I know that I've done step one. And that's super important. I have such clarity on what that looks like, and I'm not going to let it fail. That is going to happen 100%. Quote me on it. So, you know, one thing that I always say is you want to be doing the next step, but you want to be focused on the bigger picture. And I think that when you guys, like, I don't know about all of you, but definitely my team has told me that when you see the leaders, it's very easy to be intimidated by, you know, they have such a big income or such a big team. You know, you look at Brian Marsh and he's like 100 Club and Lorian's 100 Club. All these people have all these clubs and you're like, am I even a club yet? I don't even know what a club means. And I think that if you can just set your mind to what is my next step? And again, this goes back to utilizing your upline. Ask them what your next step is. And you know, on that note as well, if you're not 100% satisfied with the support that's right above you, there are people all the way up. You have everyone up until Adam and Kira and beyond that are willing to help you if you're willing to do the work. And I know that to be true. So I think that, you know, taking responsibility for that and going, okay, if I'm not feeling supported and I want to know the next step, who's the next lineup? Who's the next person I go to? And really be resourceful in that way. Don't kind of just let it be an excuse for you not having success in this. And really, like, if you're just getting started and your first step is DVF, get really laser focused on DVF with that bigger picture in mind. Like I said, my little step at the moment is get one person to retire their husband. But I know that the big picture is that hundreds of women are going to find their independence because of my business, this business, Adam and Kira's business. So having that big picture, but just do the next step. Don't get overwhelmed by the amount of work that you feel there is, because at the end of the day, our business is so easy. You share the product and program with people who need help with health, and then you share the business with people who need help with lifestyle and wealth. You know, it's so simple. It really is. It's not easy, but it's simple. So what was my next point? Have clarity. Okay, and that's another thing in here. Don't wait to know everything before you start. And again, this goes back to just wanting to have the next step in mind. Don't get caught in analysis paralysis. Don't be like, oh my gosh, I need to know the whole commission structure before I go. I've had plenty of girls do that, but you know, it might be serving you if you're knowledge-based, but if you need this to happen fast, and I know that a lot of you on this training are in situations where this business needs to happen quickly for you. Maybe you're not wanting to go back to work from maternity leave, or maybe you need to pay off some debt, or whatever it may be for you. Waiting to know everything isn't going to make this easier. You will learn it as you go along. I can promise you that. If you're plugging into Monday night trainings every single week, I can guarantee that you will know what you need to know as you need to know it. So just trust in this process, trust in the people that have done it before you, and again, go to those above you, next to you, who have done it, and say, can you please help me? I need to know where to go next. And again, if that's DVF or SDVF, there are so many tools and resources in Freestyle to help you get there. You know, previous Start Strong trainings where Adam maps it out, they're going to be so helpful to you. And if you want it bad enough, if your vision is big enough, you're going to go into the Facebook group and you're going to find exactly what it is that you need, and you're going to be resourceful. So don't get caught up with needing to know everything. You know, and then on a totally new topic, if you are trying to attract your first few team, one of my girls, her biggest tip when getting started was think to yourself and look at the way you're doing this business and ask yourself, you know, looking from the outside, maybe scrolling through your Facebook page, and you guys may have heard this before on a training, but would you join you? If you were looking at your own Facebook page, if you were looking back at a conversation you'd had with someone, you know, from an outsider's perspective, if you were looking at the way you talk to people about this, would you join yourself? Because I've had conversations today, even when people have said to me, you know, I wouldn't join me. My page seems confusing and I don't quite know what to do. And again, like, there's so many resources. You can go to the person who introduced you to the business and ask for help. But at the end of the day, you know, people are going to join you because you have that vision, and because they want to know that they can do and want to do what it is that you're doing. So if SDVF is in your sight and you're thinking to yourself, yeah, you know, I'd really like someone to link up with me and, you know, do this business with me, I want you to ask yourself, you know, looking at the way you've approached this business, the way that you've created curiosity, the way that you've spoken to people about it, would you join you? Would you want to be a part of your team? Would you be excited to join the business that you're starting to create? And if the answer is no, then yeah, like, get to work on it, and don't try and do things on your own. Go to the people in your team and say, can I have some help, please? You know, I'm constantly blown away by how giving and beautiful this team is. You know, I have people who aren't even in my direct downline who help support and love on me, who, you know, show up to my events, who speak on my trainings, who, you know, Jess Fozzard comes and hangs out with our gang sometimes because she's just such a beautiful soul and we love having her presence there. You know, there is so much love and support in this team. You guys, you know, again, if you're new, you have no idea how incredible this journey is going to be if you lean into it and let it happen. So I think that, you know, as much as possible, look around for the people who are willing to help you, who are willing to be your buddies in this. You know, I pinch myself every day that a year ago I didn't have the friends I have now. I didn't have Kira and Adam. I didn't have Jess Shembri. I didn't have all the girls in my team who are now my sisters in this, who, you know, some of them I'm like, we are going to be in this forever. You are going to be like at my kids' graduation. Anyway, I'm getting a little bit emotional. And then my next point with would you join you is if you wouldn't join you, one thing that I've definitely had to learn to love is getting told no. And if you've been teachable and you've listened to Jim Rohn, How to Build Your Network Marketing Business, I hope you all have, you'll know that the no's are a good thing. You know, Jim Rohn says in that audio himself, you know, if your strike rate, and you should always be sort of calculating how many people are saying yes, how many people are saying no. So if you're offering to send out a link, how many people are saying yes, how many people are saying no. And if your strike rate is that, you know, like two of five people say yes to you, so 2 of 5 are saying yes, that means you need 3 no's. So you want to start hunting for no's. You want to start going out and finding your no's. And I love the way he puts it, that he would approach a friend about his, I don't know what network marketing business Jim Rohn was in, but he would approach a friend and say, look, I have this opportunity that I want to talk to you about. And, you know, I want to show you, and, you know, would you be open to that? And the friend would be like, I don't know if it's for me. And he'd go, look, I understand it's not for you, but 2 things. First of all, I don't want you to get angry when I'm a raging success and tell me that I never told you about this and get shitty with me, because that wouldn't be cool. You know what I mean? That wouldn't be cool. So he's like, I just want you to know about it so that I don't have to worry about you getting angry in the future. And also, because my strike rate is, you know, 2 of 5, I'm going to need 3 no's. So can you just rock up so you can be one of the no's for me? And I'm like, brilliant. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go and call all my friends who I'm sure will say no to this because of whatever, you know, again, and I'm filtering people without even knowing. But, you know, if I think they're going to say no, I'm just going to invite them to come and have a look. I'm going to invite them to a live event. I'm going to say to them, you know, why don't you just check it out? Can you just watch this link? Because, again, like, I need a few no's because that brings me closer to the yes. So fall in love with the no's. They are such a good thing because every single no is getting you closer to a yes, but it's also teaching you what it is that you need to know that you need to work on. Maybe it's the way you approach people and communicate with them. Maybe it's, you know, the way that you're sharing on social media. Are you sharing too much? Are you sharing too little? Are you, you know, giving it all away at once? Or are you being a little bit confusing to people? You know, finding the no's gets you so much closer to getting your strike rate up. So I would definitely fall in love with the no's and fall in love with network marketing. You know, I definitely had a really unsure view of what network marketing was. I was sure that I wanted to do it, but I was incredibly unsure of what people would say about me and think about me. And I'll never forget when Kira said to me, you know, are you going to let other people's opinion of you and what this business is stop you from having the life that you really want? And all of a sudden I had this vision of everything I had wanted, and it's all sitting there in this. And if you guys have ever seen, I did a training with Kira back when I just had started, and I was talking about, you know, I used to have this vision of my perfect life, and it was sitting in this ginormous shed somewhere, and inside that life was the things that I really want. You know, a house with a pool, and my kitchen overlooks the pool, and my kids swimming and playing, and I'm cooking healthy food, and my husband's home with me, our friends are coming over, you know, the holidays that we would go on, the things I would buy for my parents to thank them for what they've done for me, the opportunities I would give our friends to help them if they're struggling, all of the things that I ever wanted sit in this like mystical shed in my mind. I might sound like a little bit of a crazy hippie, but just bear with me here. You know, and I would think about this shed, and when Kira said to me, you know, are you going to allow people's judgment to stop you from having the life of your dreams? I sort of envisioned that I was so close to it, and all the people who were judging me were standing around it, linking arms, telling me that I couldn't get in. And of course, like the competitive crazy side in me was like, you girls aren't keeping me out of my dream life. Because yeah, I was like visualizing all these girls who were going to be like, oh, and just doing network marketing. That's super creepy. And I wasn't cool with that. I was like, no, I'm sorry. Like if it's in reach, if it's there, and I'm going to let them stand in my way because they don't understand what this business is and how incredible it is, that's not cool. So immediately I wiped them out of my mind. And I love what Jess has just typed in the comments. Are they putting money into your account, or are they just judging you? They are just judging you. They're not putting any money into your bank account. So I wiped them from my mind. I put my shed back there, and I just work on getting a step closer to it every single day, a step closer to the life that I want to live, a step closer to the way I want to serve people, a step closer to the impact I want to have in the world. And I got them completely out of the picture. So you need to fall in love with network marketing and multi-level marketing in order to lose that fear of judgment. Because usually if you're worried that people are judging you, if you're worried that people are looking at you and thinking that it's icky or it's illegal or it's not cool, it's usually because you're not 100% with what it really is. And what it really is, it is a vehicle that is helping so many people who in other situations wouldn't be able to have what they have now, you know? And again, like I hate to always be talking about mamas, but like you think about all the single mamas, and you think about all even the mothers who have husbands and the ones that need their independence, you know? Lauren just said, last time I checked, I couldn't pay my bills with other people's opinions. Same. I don't know if that's just you and I, or if it's everyone on this call, but definitely not possible. So that is so true. So yeah, build your belief in network marketing, but also build your belief in the other three things that we're told to build our belief in. Network marketing is number one. And again, guys, like the resources, the system we have, everything is literally there to help you work through these things yourself. So Jim Rohn, How to Build Your Network Marketing Business, Rise of the Entrepreneur, that's like the best thing ever. I've got GoPro downloaded on my phone for my flight tomorrow. I have listened to it like 4 times, and I'm going to listen to it again because I want that stuff like drilled into my brain so that when someone comes and like battles me about anything, I'm like, yo, I've got like Eric Worre basically imprinted in the inside of my skull. So as well as building your belief with network marketing, you want to build your belief with the product. Again, if you're not on everything, get on everything. It makes so much sense. This is not a product that, you know, a lot of people do see their quick fixes. A lot of people do say, you know, like me, in 2 weeks, my skin cleared up and I had so many great effects of the product. But at the end of the day, it's a longevity product. It's our micros, our macros, and our omegas. 3 things that we need. We need omegas. We need our micronutrients, and the macronutrients are there to help us get through the day and fuel the engine that is our body. This is a longevity product, and even if I was the healthiest person in the universe, eating all the organic produce that I grew in my own backyard with awesome quality soil and everything you could possibly need, and I washed it with my spring water from my tank, which I don't have, you know, I would still take it because why not? You know, and again, if you don't have 100% belief in the product, if you think that the soy in the complete is not cool, you need to go and do some work on that, because there are so many articles, and they're all in Freestyle to help you out, about the type of soy that's in the complete and why we do need soy in our diet in the right sources and measurements. Okay, so build belief in the product. build belief in network marketing, build belief in our company. I am like blown away by how giving the Juice Plus company is. And again, if you don't know about Nutrition Plus, if you don't know about Juice Plus's charity, if you don't know about their values, it's on their website. It's so easy to find. And I can guarantee that if you actually go and have a look at them, you'll see that a lot of the Juice Plus values are probably very much in alignment with your own values. And I think that knowing that and knowing the company's heart is so important for your belief. And getting your butt to conference, so important. If you're not going to conference, give me all the reasons why, and I will say to you, I'm about to fly to the USA, spending money that I probably couldn't spend. I'm leaving my babies that I've never left before for 8 days. Seriously. I'm a crazy person, but I'm getting my butt to this conference because I know it's important. I know that I need to be there for my team that's in the US, but also to build even more belief for myself and make it like, you know, probably it's now at a 10 out of 10. I probably need to make it like a 15 or 20 out of 10. Yeah. So yeah, fall in love with the company. And then the last belief that you need to build is the belief in yourself. And again, you know, if you want to lose weight, you go to the gym. If you want better skin, you wash it well and eat good food. But if you want belief in yourself, you really can't just sit around and wait for it to happen. You can't sit around and say, you know, when I'm DVF, when I'm SDVF, when I'm, you know, 50 club, when I'm 100 club, then I'll believe in myself. When I have my first teamie, then I'll believe in myself. Because at the end of the day, if you want to change something within you, you really do need to work on it like you would with anything else. You can't just expect it to happen, and you can't wait for that when this happens, I will feel to come along, because it doesn't. I can tell you from experience, you actually have to work on it. And if your belief in yourself isn't a 10 out of 10, isn't 100%, then go to work on it. And again, like, amazing leaders in our community, amazing people who would be so happy to help you. You know, you look at all the resources we have on helping you build belief. And if that's somewhere where you're really struggling, if you're feeling like confidence is a place that you need to work, you know, the hardest to get it up, then work on that. If that means that your business is going to build, like, work on it, and work on it every single day. And maybe that's 5 minutes in the morning, standing, doing your I am statements in the mirror, looking yourself in the eye and doing, you know, I am strong, I am confident, I am a boss babe, whatever it may be for you. But you do have to work on it. You have to listen to personal development. You got to talk through your crap that you haven't worked through before. It's not just going to happen. You really need to work on it. You need to build belief in yourself, because if you want this to be big, and I'm pretty sure of almost 300 of you on here, I would hope and I would think that you guys want this to be something more than, you know, just something so you get your products cheaper. I feel like you're not on training to get your products cheaper, right? You guys can nod if your cameras are on. I can see you. Yes. Yeah. So, like, get to work on, like, you and your amazingness and your belief in yourself, you know? And, you know, again, sorry, the point of that was, I get a bit sidetracked sometimes, I'm afraid. The point of that was, you know, if you don't believe in you, how is a team going to believe in you? And you will have a team. If you decide that you want to impact people, if you decide that you want this to be bigger than you, you are going to have a team. And if you want them to believe in you, you really need to believe in yourself, because they can feel it on an energetic level. If you're sitting there crapping your pants going, I can't do this, I will never do this, on some level, that energy is going to vibrate through them. They are going to feel that, and they're going to have the same doubts. And usually if you're feeling like your team is kind of, you know, not thriving, not feeling like they can do this, maybe look in the mirror and see if you feel like you can do this. Because if you have that confidence and that certainty and that I have decided attitude, they're going to feel it. They're going to decide as well. You really do set the standard for the people you introduce to this business, you know, and we all have everything that we could possibly want to be great, because at the end of the day, we have people like Jess, Lorian, we have Brian Marsh, we have all these incredible people leading us who have the right intention, the right skills, and are able to help us through those things. So utilize the group, utilize the person who introduced you to this. And then, you know, one of my kind of last points is that you really don't want to ever, you know, one of the girls in my team wrote this to me, and she learned it from experience, but you don't want to rely on one person to get you a promotion or to build your team or to get you what you need to get. It's not about it's not about introducing one awesome person and they build your business. It really is about only relying on yourself and leaning on the people above you and next to you to help you get through this. And, you know, I've seen my girls sometimes be like, I've got this one friend and she's going to join one day and it's going to get me to SDVF. And it's like, don't rely on that person. Consistently be having conversations and looking around you in your immediate network. The woman who runs the till at your local Woolies, the lady that you talk to whose kid goes to the same school, whatever it may be, you want to be constantly looking around for other people that you can help. Don't ever rely on one person except for yourself, because only you are going to get you to where you need to go. No one else can do that for you. And I've seen it time and time again where it's like everything's relying on this one person. Don't let it. Stack your odds wide. Make sure that you have literally zero chance of ever being let down, because you have so many people that you're helping. And, you know, the beautiful thing about this business, again, at the end of the day, the only way that you can be successful, the only way that you can make incredible money, the only way that you can change your life is if you change the life of a lot of other people. If you impact others and change their lives for the better, you win. You don't win unless you help other people to win in this business. And I've never seen a model more beautiful, more giving, more people-focused and heart-based than the one of network marketing. You cannot win unless you help other people win. So focus on who you can help and you will get what you want ultimately. So that's my team's tips. I can't take credit for any of them because that was all from my team. But, you know, for starting strong, that's what they have given me, and that's the goal that they have learned from. And, you know, I admire the girls in my team because they've done such an incredible job of just really believing in this whole journey and this whole system. And, you know, for you guys who are starting, just believe in it. You know, look for proof of where it works. Stop looking for proof of where you can't do it or where it hasn't worked. Look for proof of the people who are rocking it. You know, you're about to get on a training with Lorian, and he is going to prove to you that anyone can do this. Literally anyone. He is an absolute rock star, and like everyone has the exact same odds on them to succeed with this. You just need to do the work. And on that note, I have an announcement that Lorian's going to go a little bit further into. So again, I hope you're all coming to conference, because if you're not, you're going to miss out on this. And it's super duper exciting. So if you're going to get FOMO, you might want to just log off the call because you're going to get so much FOMO. Okay, so Friday night in Perth conference, Reach for the Stars team freestyle party. Yeah, we're having a party. I'm super excited about it. Lee's like, yeah, I'm going to be doing some of them. I'm going to be doing my dance moves where I point. I'm not a good dancer, but I point. So everyone who's coming to conference needs to come to this party. It is going to be so much fun. It's going to be a chance for everyone to connect, to talk to the people that you constantly see on this screen. You know, I see so many faces every single week, and, you know, I tell my girls, I do this, and I know that like Adam and Kira do, all the leaders do this, where when training's on, they scroll through and see who's on, and you take note of the people. I am like so excited to actually meet and hug people that I've seen on this screen, and it is going to be epic. So Claudine is going to post the link to the event at the end of Lorian's training so that you guys can get tickets. Lorian's going to talk, I think, more about where it is and all of the deal, but seriously, yeah, get outfits, get ready for hugs, bring your really pregnant partners, do whatever. Yeah, Ange said party. I did say party. So guys, if that's not more of an incentive to get to conference, again, I have to tell you guys, I went to conference. I'm not sure where it is yet, but I think Lorraine's going to share that on the next training, so you're going to have to get on that. Last year I went to conference. I'd been in the business for like 2 or 3 months. And I was still kind of in that point of like, this is a cult. Like everyone dances and sings and hugs each other and it's really weird, but I'm going to go anyway. And I had a couple of team and I took 3 girls out of my team. And those 3 were my first 3 SCs, and it now looks like they're going to be my first 3 SSCs. Those 3 girls have complete vision and belief because of conference, and they didn't get it on a training. They got it from being in a room filled with so many people who felt the connection, who felt the energy, who felt the authenticity of the people speaking and of the rest of the room. There is so much proof, there is so much love that you go to conference and you leave a different person. And I can guarantee that. I think that it's not at all a coincidence that my girls who came with me are now my leaders in my business. I think that 100% the reason they're leaders is because they were at conference and they got the vision. They understood once they had seen the people speak, once they had seen the NMDs crying on stage about what this has created for them, it took their belief to a whole new level. And I think whatever it takes, and again, I'm flying to America tomorrow without my babies. I'm like still feeding one of them. I'm taking a pump and it is going to be a pretty milky parade. It's not going to be a pretty shy. Like it is going to be full on. So do what you have to do to get to conference. Sell what you got to sell to get to conference. You know, maybe, yeah, okay, so Catherine, if you're going to be too pregnant, maybe you don't want to give birth on a plane, which is fine, but do what you got to do. But I'm going to leave you guys to have a break before you get on to Lorian's training. But I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who logged on. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you so much for everything that you guys are. Your smiling faces have made me feel really comfortable and welcome, and I hope that you got some form of value out of this. And no matter what, I just want you guys to walk away knowing that this is a smart idea for you to put whatever you can into, because it has changed my life and I'm watching it change the lives of so many of my girls, and I couldn't be happier that I'm a part of Team Freestyle. So thank you guys so much. I love you all, and I'll see you on Lorian's training.
Everybody give Ange
Thanks,
some
Ange. That was
love.
amazing.
Thank you, Ange. You're amazing.
Thanks,
Give us some
see
love.
ya.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ange. Amazing.
Oh, nice.
Thanks, Ange.
I'll see you all soon.
Bye.